always do as far as sponsors and then things upcoming. Oh, well, we gotta decide on what we are gonna do upcoming.
Oh, you know we have the cash.
All right, all right. It's a great day. It's a great day. Just because that sun is playing peekaboo today, don't sleep on it because it is still a great day. The sun does not rule us. Amen. So, as long as you are smiling, like I see Rosa J. Hart smile over there, the sun is shining even in here. How about that? So, today we like to thank you all for chiming in to Live Today Health Talk here at the Village Connector community. We are so glad to be here on this Mighty Mighty Sunday. I'd like to introduce my co-host with me today.
Oh, good God
Rosa J.
afternoon. I am Rosa J. Doing it God's way each and every day. That's my tag, and I love it. Given to me by someone else, not by me.
All right.
But God gave it to me.
I'm
grateful.
Thank you for sharing that. I love that tag. I love it because now that's what we know her by doing it each and every day.
Okay.
I look for her to say it, I look for her to say it. Yes. So it is a pick me up. All right, let's go into our disclaimer. As we have said or shared on many, many occasions, we are not MDs, but guess what? We are health coaches, holistic coaches. We are here to share information with you that is already public information, but just to increase your knowledge of some of the healthier choices, the choices from within your finger, right within your grasp already. Some of the choices that are right here that have been here for ages and ages, but we've kind of gotten away from them. But we have to ask ourselves, which one is older, holistic or MD?
Do you need to answer that? For real?
We'd also like to ask you all to like and join our Facebook page, Live Today Health Talk. And Rosa has been so gracious to put a post out there asking you all to chime in. We have a questionnaire out there, just one question. Answer yes or no. And then also, we've asked in the feed if you would be so kind as to share with us some topics that you'd like to hear more information on. So we don't just want to talk about our journeys, even though we can go all day long with it, and we could share a wealth of knowledge on our personal journeys. But if there's something that we may need to go back to that we didn't specify with something that you've dealt with personally or something that you just have some questions on, then please chime in to our Facebook page, Live Today Health Talk, and drop a reply in there so that we can pick it up and share more information on it. All right? So let's give a shout out to our sponsors. As always, Curves of Fort Washington, where we are doing great things out there. The challenge and the pain assessment, oh my goodness, was just awesome. It was awesome. We had some healing moments with aromatherapy. We had a massage therapist join us, and she talked about the importance of massage and how it can help rid your body of certain ailments before they get into the category of dis-ease.
Yeah.
We all know that we carry stress around. Stress can lead to so many different things. But we normally carry it in either our neck, our shoulders, and even our stomach areas. So when you talk about, and you talk about headaches, when you talk about shoulder pain, when you talk about those migraines, when you talk about even an extended or protruding tummy area, that's normally, not always, from your diet, but it can be from stress as well. So that massage on a regular basis can help alleviate some of that. And I'm not saying you have to go out and hire a masseuse, as one of the individuals that joined us shared with me. He was able to, we made some bath salts and some other pain relieving products from the essential oils. They took them home with them as gifts for attending. So that means they made something of their choice for their stress relief when we were done with our session and with the pain assessment. So once we got their pain levels down from maybe, I think the highest we dealt with was an 8. So once we got them down to a 0.5 in their pain, yes it is, then of course they were curious as to what it was we had used. So we allowed them to, we showed them how to put a package together for themselves. They took it home, and they later came back that week and told me, look, pain-free. And they were wiggling that area that where they had held on to that pain for not just weeks, but I mean years.
Yeah.
Okay.
The oils are powerful. It's a quick relief. And the thing about them is that they happen so quickly.
Yes.
And so when you use them on a regular basis, that alleviates the even possibility of having that pain and dropping some of those things that you do, like taking Advils or pain release or what is it, Divans. And
that's funny because one of my posts as we were going into that week said essential oils work within 8 to 10 seconds. How long does it take your ibuprofen to kick in?
And it's so amazing because one of the things also is the placement of the oils. Because your hands and your feet have points of contact with every part of your body. Migraine headaches right here in the middle of your palm will alleviate that pain. If you put an oil there and massage it, it'll do it even quicker. The inside of your palm connects to your gallbladder, your liver, your heart, your spleen. All of those parts of your body, your fingers, even in between your fingers, have a connecting point in one of your organs in your body. And the same thing is for the feet. You can actually go online and pick up a hand chart, a foot chart that tells and identifies the parts of the body that each point represents.
Points.
Yeah, even your ear. Yeah. Your ears have points too. Your nose has a point.
Isn't that amazing?
Your genitals have,
and your nose
and your genitals.
And they trigger, yes. And when I think I shared that during one of our classes, somewhere in your ear has to do with your genitalia area and reproduction.
I mean
your
everything.
Libido, okay.
It is amazing how the body
Our
is
bodies
made.
Are so amazing.
And so many things that we have not been passed down to us that were used 100, 200 years ago.
That's what it is. Already on our fingertips.
What is it called? The Ama Sutra? The Asian people.
Excuse me. I have to figure out a better way to do that.
It's a form of
that volume.
It's a form of physically body massages. God, please. It is so much. I am so grateful. Right. But the oils do represent healing or assisting you to feel better.
Yes.
And that's the point of fact. And they are drinkable too. A lot of them are drinkable. So you can actually drop them on a green tea or any kind of tea bag. Just one drop. At least our oils are. Let me make that specific. Not all oils are edible. Yeah. Depending on the frequency. But that's...
You know what? Just touch. Just the human touch.
Yeah.
Yes, it's so amazing. So,
I mean, I want to add one more oil.
Okay.
We have a new oil coming out, oregano. I saw Dr. Leanne talk about it on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And oregano is a powerful oil for killing bugs and insects, and you can spray it, make a spray and spray it around your house. It has been also aligned with killing fungus of all kinds inside your house and on your body.
Wow.
It is an amazing oil, and it's supposed to be coming out within the next 30, 60 days. I
And
can't
how many
wait.
of you, just like me, thought it's only for seasoning your food?
Oh, in fact, they have two times.
Yeah.
They have one for food,
Uh-huh.
and they have one for healing.
All right.
Isn't that amazing? I am just so
Yes, it
grateful.
is. And then, let's see, moving right along, we have our My Econ and carrot bars for our financial literacy. Isn't that something? We have sponsors that are helping us understand more about what's going on in the economy today with our financial literacy, helping us increase our knowledge on finances and the what used to be the almighty dollar.
No, not anymore. Someone posted on my Facebook page about, did I know that the dollar is no longer backed by gold? Did you know that? Reagan did that.
Nixon.
Was it Nixon?
Yes.
Nixon did that.
Mm-hmm.
So I know one of those presidents had the audacity to change that whole process.
Yeah.
And since then, the dollar bill has really lost its value, not only in the United States, but in the world. The buying power of the dollar is now 3 cents.
Feel like we were sold out.
Not only does it feel like it, but we were.
Yeah.
And if you read the dollar, I did a Facebook page not too long ago, I'm a Face Live, where if you look at your dollar and read the text, they're not lying to us. It's just that we haven't put 1 and 1 together to equal 2.
Okay.
It is said that and on the dollar, it says this is a bank note. And just a little point of view, little point.
Yeah.
Did you know when you signed and opened that account, the checking account, the banking account, it says in little print,
Read that small print.
no longer does your money belong to you.
How about that?
It is now the bank's money. And that's going to come in a little while later, because within a week from now, my team, Roar, will be hosting Education of Money nightly at 9 o'clock
All right.
on Facebook Live. I am so excited.
We're also going to be doing a workshop.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We are doing actually a game. Cash flow game, which actually tells you and gives you an idea of bettering your concept and your awareness of the money that you have accessible. And a lot of times we don't really know that because we don't sit down and do, how much money do we have coming in on a weekly basis or a monthly basis or bi-weekly basis? How much money do we have going out? Subtracting that and all the loans and stuff that we may have, and then coming out with a quote-unquote usable cash flow. And then what are we going to do with it? So we're here to invite you to the things that we're doing for financial healing also. Once you've kind of gotten some things together as far as your taxes are concerned, as far as the money that you do need to spend out that are a necessity, and those things that you don't need but just desire, sometimes it's best for you to let those desires go and postpone them until you get a bankroll. So I am here to say that you can go to my Facebook page, One Soul Purpose, and push gold and find out what I do to save my money today. I am my banker, and I love it. I don't have to pay anybody for my cash. It just comes to me on a weekly basis in the form of 24 karat gold. and I am grateful.
Loving it. And again, so we are planning a cash flow workshop at the Curbs in Fort Washington on the
11th of March at 4:00 p.m. And it will be posted on this week on all of our pages. And please join us. It's right in Fort Washington of Maryland, and it's going to be fun. I enjoyed it. There will be food, and it's free. Just come and bring your smile and open your heart and your mind to it and enjoy the game.
Because it's definitely going to be some lessons learned.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, because if you think right now, like Rosa said, everybody look at that dollar. When you listen to this later on, pull that dollar bill out and find that note. But look at the top and see who it says we trust in. Then look at the bottom and see who it says your dollar belongs to. And then you can answer the question as to why you're charged when you try to withdraw your own money.
Or when you try to save your money.
When you try to save
it's a story. I'm going to tell you there, and I'm going to be posting different videos on my page that actually talk about how this whole system got started and who actually owns the gold behind that dollar, who owns it now. It ain't us.
Bureau of Engraving can print all day long.
Yes, which messes up the whole economy, and that's where we are now.
Yep,
you know, I love the fact that you can go to the Bureau of Engraving and get shredded dollars. And when I was a kid, I thought that was so exciting.
Yeah.
But they shred it so much you can't even tape it back together. Do you know it's illegal to tear up a dollar? And that, even if you tape it and try to spend it, that seller does not have to take that dollar. So,
because it's been altered. All right. And then I made an announcement for the Women Veteran United Committee going on the Hill to talk about health benefits on the 22nd of this month. That is being postponed because Congress is in recess.
Yeah, this is
doing that. As a matter of fact,
they're in recess now.
Yeah, President's Day. So on the 19th they actually go in. Then the 20th is a holiday, so they don't come back. I think a week or two after that. So stay tuned for that next date to join us back on the Hill. Meanwhile, we are going to be having some other workshops on benefits and also women veterans in transition, because we've discovered there are a lot of things out there for the men, because that was the typical norm for men transitioning back home. But we need to raise up and let our voices be heard for the women and get some more health care and benefits in place for them as they return home. So, but then Rosa has something else she wanted to share with us, another workshop coming up, I thought. Okay.
Oh yes, I do. I have two.
Okay.
We were talking about money, and so Team Roar, which is my team for that I'm associated with on the financial part, we're starting our classes, live videos, coming. I think it's this week, but you'll also see an event for that, and the time and space that's going to be live on Facebook. And then I am hosting in my home, in fact, my church, Unity of Washington. We're doing Friday night classes or gatherings using the 40 Days of Abundance by John Randolph Price. It is open to people who are interested. Just call Unity of Washington, D.C., and let them know that you're interested. And it's a free activity. It is our desire to do the church and get us together, but we have some spaces available. And they told me that I could actually invite people. So if you're interested in doing a 6-week, 2-hour, I think it's from 7 to 8:30, and you may know someone at Unity, you can ask them to join the class. It's called 40 Days of Abundance.
Oh, Okay.
And I am so excited. I'm going to be a facilitator.
Okay. Well, let's give her a round of applause.
Love that.
All right. And keep her lifted. So
yes,
as a
thank you so much.
facilitator, keep her lifted. And that just fits right in. So how timely is that?
Yeah.
Because we always say that you cannot walk in you can't enjoy your wealth without your
health, and that's
so if it doesn't all tie in. So one last note. Do you feel like a leader? Are there areas in your life where you would rather be a follower? What makes you want to take a back seat when God is asking you to lean forward and lead? All right. So just wanted to drop that nugget before we get into.
Let me answer that question.
Yes, ma'am.
Most people have fear.
Yes.
False evidence appearing real.
There it is.
That mind will tell you all kinds of stuff, and you need to surround yourself with people. I recommend that you surround yourself with people who lift you up.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
do you have that ditch be gone person, that person that you can call on and say, you know what, da 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 da, and they'll come back and say, you know what, you are greater than that.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, I was listening to, and I'm gonna say this very quickly on my personal page this morning, and almost every morning I put in the words from a book and a lesson called A Course in Miracles. Mm-hmm. And today's lesson was, God is my source, and I choose to see you as God.
Okay.
So I can change my idea of whatever. God is my source, and I can choose to see you as God. Now, does that mean that you are the creator of everything in every way? Well, I could talk about that, but we're not going to talk about that. But remember, we were made in the image and likeness of God. So who should we be looking and treating each other as? Gods and goddesses. You know, so.
Do we not say, and I mean, we can run all day with that, kings and queens, children of the Most High.
Yeah.
You know, so that also means we are to be debt-free.
Yes. Debt-free and without lack and limitations. Yes. But, you know, the mind is a terrible thing to waste, and it's also a very powerful tool that will help you to waste you. So be careful. Be careful.
So our topic of the day is going to be on the incredible edible egg.
Ooh, I know some of you are cringing now. I know you are.
Question for our Facebook fans. If you're listening by way of Facebook, Periscope, and even later, YouTube, when you chime in to our Facebook page, leave an answer to this question. In what ways have you eaten an egg? All right. So
you got that. You have that up, right?
I will put it on here. Our Facebook page.
Yeah. See if anybody asks. Oh, Periscope might do it too. Yeah. So if you have an answer for that, how do you eat your eggs? So my next question is, how should we eat our eggs? Or we want to leave that for last?
Yeah.
Okay. I can work with that.
All right.
So the next thing is what?
Let's name some ways that we eat our eggs. I know we've eaten them boiled. I know that we've eaten them fried. And when you fry them, there's so many different ways you can eat them also.
Yeah.
Because I know people like them, what is it?
Sunny
side
up.
Hard fried. What else? Hard fried, I guess, when you kill everything, right? But,
pretty much.
What else?
You can have them poached.
Poached, yeah, that's a boiled technique.
Yeah, you can have them florentine.
Yeah.
Soft boiled. Hard boiled.
Yeah.
That's a scrambled.
Yeah. Oh yes. How could we forget that?
My uncle, girl, I had a great uncle, and he would ask me to make him an egg. All the girls to make him an egg. All he wanted was it to be scrambled up, poured in the pan, and then slid out of the pan.
Wow.
All he wanted it to be was warm.
Oh wow! Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, are you serious? And then my father would make this drink in the morning where he would put crack maybe 3-4 eggs in a glass and drink it. Not stir it up, not blend it together, nothing. He put tomatoes and tomato paste, and I think he used it for a hangover, for real. But even at that, there are, I was looking at this program, a movie, and this guy was a football player, and he drank something similar to that with whey and 4 eggs and protein mix and sardines. Now I don't think he ate that for real. I don't know, but I know athletes need a lot of what eggs give us.
How about omelets also? Because when you just mentioned all that stuff he put in that drink, and I've seen him put it in the blender, but omelets as well. You can put all those ingredients in an omelet.
Right, but the thing is about omelets. Sometimes omelets are fried too hard. So a lot of people don't really like soft anything with eggs. But actually, the softer it is, the better it is for you.
All right.
Okay, so
we will recommend organic eggs because they have no hormones. That's the only reason why we'll say organic, because you have to watch what's in them.
Right. So, believe it or not, there are a lot of organic farms in our area, from Maryland to Virginia to even in D.C. They have organic farmers markets. Some of this, and I would not be surprised if there are some markets. Not markets, but some people who do farming in their backyard that are organic. And organic means that they are not putting any pesticides in them or anything. But the best kind of eggs to eat are free-ranged eggs. Eggs that actually eat grass and hay that has...
Those are grass-fed.
Yeah, grass-fed eggs. And they get the freedom to walk around. Not be caged up. Even, and I was reading, you can go to a site called Eat Wild. Eatwild.com, and they give you all of the farms, and they actually have to certify their farms that they recommend. And some of the things that they talk about as far as what certification means.
Well, before you even go there, when we talk about the reason we're saying free range, I mean, think about what we just said about stress.
Hey.
When the chickens are caged up, what do you think they're dealing with?
Stress. And I grew up, I went to school in Eastern Shore, Maryland. And I remember Purdue has their company down in Eastern Shore. They've done a lot of changing in the Purdue system. They now do free range. When I was in college, some years ago, they would have their chickens in a coop. They would not have them, and they'd be encaged. It was almost heart-rendering. But because of the stress of being caged in, remember, you are what you eat. So if the animals and crops that you are eating are stressed, then they're producing hormones and stuff in their system. So be careful of what you eat. Personally, I do organic, and it does kind of... when I first started looking at it, it looked expensive. But now it doesn't. And because I've changed my mindset to what I desire to have in my body, I found a new egg. They have those, I can't think of the white carton eggs. But anyway, I can't remember. But I did find a new egg on the market, and Carol's Eggs.
Oh, okay.
I love her story. She said she grew up in gathering eggs and caring for chickens on her family farm, a small farm in Connecticut. So her farm is in Connecticut. But the thing that I like about it, she said that we are proud to say today, what she found out is that when they were struggling to stay organic, big business was coming in, and they were producing these huge eggs, like those huge chicken wings.
Yeah.
And that was all because of hormones. So when you eat hormones, your body takes into that whole process too, which has happened to our youngsters a lot. You know, they at 11 they have breasts, men have facial hair, all of that. We change our system. It's the same idea of
Look at
GMOs.
these chickens that we're eating. I mean, look at, like she just said, from the egg and then the chicken, you know.
Yeah, those chicken legs that look like turkey thighs, stay away from them. So now with her farm, they are no antibiotics, no pesticides. They are justified through USDA as organic. They are certified by the Humane Society. No hormones, no GMOs.
Okay.
And they also, Carol's farm, they actually support other farmers who want to become organic. That was the piece that really helped me. So I now look for Carol's eggs. I support, I support that. But let's get back to
that's the healthy part of our eggs as we eat them. So I know we decided we wanted to talk about this because we've had so many friends and relatives say that they have high cholesterol, and that one of the first things the doctors tell them to do is to reduce the amount of eggs that they eat. And we've discovered that is a bit of a myth. I'll be nice and just say it that way, because your body needs cholesterol. I mean, it's produced by the body, but not necessarily from the egg.
Right.
Put it that way.
And not necessarily enough.
Yeah.
Cholesterol because cholesterol actually helps to aid all kinds of diseases in your body, and it needs fat, because that's what cholesterol really is. It keeps things flowing. It helps to allow blood to flow from one side to the other. There are times that cholesterol may be a bit much if you have, I can't remember the disease that you have that actually would not work with cholesterol. Okay. But I'll come back with that. Okay. I had it in my notes, which I left at home.
Okay. But hey, so we're gonna wing it then, and let's see, because we'll see if I can call it out of her memory a little bit. Since she's already studied it. So we know that the eggs do have vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin B, and even
selenium.
Selenium, yes.
Phosphorus.
Yes.
You know, but also the thing that really got me is that it doesn't just have vitamin B, but it has vitamin B5, vitamin B12, and we were just talking about that because vitamin B12 is something that our body does no longer produce for some reason, and a lot of times it's hard to maintain. And so eating an egg or two during the course of the day would help give your body that. They contain, you said, vitamin E, vitamin K, vitamin,
protein,
calcium,
iron, amino acids.
So much.
Is it am
zinc?
I pronouncing this right? Choline?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, zinc. I mean, listen to all these vitamins and minerals that are found in the egg.
In the egg.
Wow.
So now eggs assist your body in absorbing nutrients too. You know, it's like a lot of times our body becomes resistant to certain things for whatever reason. It might be the medication you're taking. It might be the fact that your body has just gotten older and needs some assistance. So omega-3s are are in eggs that have actually helped to maintain higher vitamin A and vitamin E. So because vitamins, as you know, our body supports us.
Yeah.
So everything supports everything.
Well balanced. Yeah.
Without
Our
one,
bodies are
your
well
body will
balanced.
not be supported.
Mm-hmm.
It says,
Hello,
eh,
Dondi. With Dondi joining us
hey,
today.
Dondi, how are you? Dondi is an amazing welder.
All right.
Yeah, he worked with me at the Southeast Welding Academy.
Okay.
He's amazing. Thanks for joining us.
Mm-hmm.
And my sister Cynthia, my cousin Cynthia is on the line. Hey, Cyn.
Okay. Yes. Thank you guys for joining, and please interact.
And share.
Mm-hmm.
If swipe, share,
yes,
and
swipe,
comment,
share.
please.
Mm-hmm.
Just share us on your page. We appreciate that. So the bottom line is, an egg is the most nutritional food you can ever eat. So no wonder those athletes put those eggs in there. They're shaking in the morning.
Yeah,
because they use
making their protein shakes, and just, I mean, hey, if you can stand it past the palate.
Well, if people can eat oysters, I don't see why they can't swallow an egg.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's true when you talk about the consistency of it. That is so true. But the eggs help prevent chances of heart disease. Again, with the HDL, they help remove the fat particles from your arteries. That's
Yes.
the good part when you're talking about, when you go back to the HDL and the LDL. And with the myth, the HDL, the good cholesterol, it helps, and Rosa said, with the fat. So then it helps remove the fat particles that don't belong there for the artery. So therefore, it helps fight clogging the arteries.
Right. Remember that. I like to think of the arteries as full of good stuff if the flow of blood is moving out,
Mm-hmm.
if everything is moving right.
Mm-hmm.
But when things don't, then stuff gets caught on your arteries, which they call as plaque.
Mm-hmm.
But the more cholesterol and the more healthy nutrition that you put in, it helps to remove those plaque things, those things that want to stick on your arteries, which do not assist the body in absorption, so that you can heal properly.
Exactly.
Think of it like some bubble gum stuck in your
Ooh,
arteries and blocking it.
Which makes me think, what happens, another subject, right? When you think about that and say, what happens when people do swallow bubble gum? So just think about that. When your blood is trying to carry the nutrients throughout the veins and your arteries to go up with the nutrients and come back down with the oxygen and everything that it needs. And on the way, like, your arteries are those little ventricles, like tree limbs, tree branches. And if you get clogged there because something is sticking, right, that plaque, pretty soon, if you get one little stick, then when it comes back through again, something is going to attach to that little stick. And then, like she said, then you end up getting that clogged artery. How can you prevent that?
Eat more eggs. Take more vitamins. There's a lot of ways to do that. And most of the time, doctors want to go in and put a stay in it. They want to.
Intrusive, But then the choline is also supposed to be an anti-fat nutrient. So it assists there with the fat not being able to stick.
Right.
So,
if your colon is clean.
No, choline.
Oh, choline. Yeah. Okay. I was like,
the nutrients.
I apologize.
Again, within the body, being amazingly made. This is a vitamin. Let me see. Is it a vitamin or a mineral? I want to say it's a vitamin, but if
choline,
you can look it up.
A mineral.
It's CHOLINE.
A mineral.
So if anybody can share.
Yeah, share it.
Please do, because I also have information about it helping to detox the liver.
Yes, it does.
So
it does.
Like, wow. So again, everything is already right here at our fingertips. And if it's already in the egg, go ahead.
Go ahead, finish your
Oh, I
statement.
thought somebody had chimed in to help us out there. It's already in the egg, so that means you don't have to go anywhere to look to pull it up or to grow it, or you know what I mean? Because it's already right there.
I remember when I was a little girl, my grandmother lived in Seat Pleasant, Maryland. They didn't even have sidewalks. But every time I would go across Addison Road, not Addison, Eastern Avenue, I'd catch the bus, get off at the last stop when I was a little girl was Eastern Avenue, and walk up that hill. And you'd hear chickens and roosters and smell bird, trash burning. They didn't even have delivery of trash. They didn't have trash delivery. They had to burn their. Now this was I'm not afraid of my age, but and I used to wonder, and they'd have their own chicken coops. Chickens be everywhere. They didn't live in a coop. They go in the coop
Free range
to eat and to lay their eggs, and then they come back out, and then at night anyway. And grandma used to have she didn't have farms or nothing, but she had neighbors that had chickens, and they would bring her stuff because she was paralyzed. So they would bring her eggs and stuff from their little chicken coop.
Wow.
I just knew we were in the country, but we were right outside Washington, D.C.
Wasn't even down in the country. Huh? Well,
Yes,
we would think now to say, oh, they only do that in the country. But look, when you said something, I thought about, so the chickens were trained. You talk about
Pretty
the
much.
cats and your dogs. The chickens were
Pretty
trained
much.
because they would go in the coop and eat and lay their eggs and then come out and walk around.
And still be eating, because mostly it was nothing but hay in the fields and backyards.
Wow.
It was amazing. But I wanted to mention that even though eggs are high in cholesterol, even though they are, the fact is one single egg may contain 212 megagrams of, which is only a little over half of what is required for, and remember a milligram is like, a gram is the size of a sugar pack. A milligram is 100 grams.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So the top of a pinhead, maybe, if you could cut it off. That's not a lot.
It's not a lot.
That's not a lot. But because we don't understand the system of the metric system, we see these large numbers and think it means a lot, but it's not. 200. It's not even. It's like a gram.
Wow.
And it's required that you have 300 milligrams of cholesterol.
Is that your daily?
That's your daily recommendation.
Wow. So listen to that. So one egg is not going to do it. It's
No.
not going to put you over the edge in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Hello, Teresa. How are you? Welcome back. Thank you for joining us again.
So in 70% of the eggs, 70% of people who eat eggs never have their cholesterol raised. It just doesn't do it. 70%. Now the other 30%, what is determined there is what else is going on in their body.
Exactly.
Something else is. If it raises your cholesterol, there's something else going on in your body. And I personally, I eat 2 eggs. I eat 2 eggs a day.
Listening to that. When you go back to your doctor, ask for those tests to be run, and not with the. Don't be so fast to jump on the cholesterol medication. If they tell you that your LDL is getting higher, then look at your diet and start trying to eliminate maybe something else.
Right, and one of the things that I always recommend, I apologize to you, but I have to come in there. I recommend that everybody become gluten-free first.
Yes.
Because that kind of
That was
starch,
definitely-
those starches really, and I mean gluten free in noodles, macaroni, breads, even down to the flour that you use to bake, the flour that you use to put on that chicken when you get ready to fry it. First off, you shouldn't fry it, and if you do fry it, you should fry it in something healthy, like a grapeseed oil or...
But you know what? Something key there. The different types of flour. Was it enriched and what's the other one? Help us out, you guys.
Whole wheat.
It's different types of flour.
Yeah, they have baking flour, but if it doesn't say,
is it Celtic or something? I'm trying to remember because when I was doing the vegan challenge, it definitely told us to get that, not the regular flour. What is it, bleach flour that you
no,
buy?
you don't use flour or all-purpose flour or
Exactly,
any of that.
Exactly.
I use the kind of flour that I use rice flour. I don't even. I don't even. You get almond flour, you got rice flour, you have Kiwan flour, and I love Kiwan. There are different.
People don't even know that.
Right.
Because it's not in your regular aisle.
But it's getting more and more there. You just have to look for it. You're not gonna get a whole big 5-pound, 10-pound bag of Kiwan unless you're gonna spend a whole lot of money. And so a lot of people look at the different kinds of flour because they're more expensive than regular flour.
And know the damage that it can do.
Yeah, and so with that being said, I'd recommend doing it online.
Yeah.
Wild Tree.
Oh yes.
Wild Tree, which is another subsidiary or product that we recommend. It's a line home online selling. And buying, shopping, and they do a lot of organic flours and foods. But you can find it, and I've picked up a spinach zucchini spaghetti with no wheat, barley, or rye in it. So nowadays people are presenting this, but be careful too. Whatever you do, make sure you read the label.
Yes. Because just like with Wild Tree, and even if you go to Mom's, I've also shopped with Thrive Market. Some of those places you still have to go down their aisles and tell them whether you want gluten-free or vegan, and then they will give you your different varieties that are out there. And so that's how I've been learning the different varieties. So it's not,
And as long as you know how to cook, you can make everything taste good. Your family will not notice. Tiffany is she's famous for dropping stuff on her family. Famous for dropping stuff, and so is Charlene. I don't really have a family. But I just cook for me. Yes. So I love that. I have a huge family, but I live alone, so.
And Teresa just said, in my home, we bake our chicken less frying, and I have to agree with you. Let's give Teresa a thumbs up.
Yeah.
I don't know when the last time I fried chicken either, Teresa, but my family will every now and then say, we don't want nothing bland. We want something fried. And they'll go out and get, from one of those restaurants, those fast food restaurants, get a bucket or whatever, a box of chicken. And then it'll just sit there because guess what? Like Rosa said earlier, now that my mindset has changed, that grease, I can smell it all day long. And it used to lure you to it. Not anymore. So I've graduated a little bit there.
For a lot of us who are challenged with sugar issues, for me, I very rarely eat. The only thing that I have a fetish for as far as fried is fried fish.
Okay, yeah.
I'm a fried fish fanatic, and but I fry it myself because when I find it, I buy it out in the street. It still does not taste good to me. But what I found is early on, because of this diabetes, fat would lay on my stomach. And then I'd have to bring it up.
Oh, wow.
So you can actually see the fat coming out of me in that way. So that kind of geared me. But you can oven fry anything.
Yes.
And that's amazing. You can oven fry anything. So it's not as it doesn't absorb. You don't need that much sugar. You can just pan it or just wipe your pan down. I use cast iron pots. So in cast iron, you can
get in that. And I learned it with my grandmother as far as instead of shake and bake, using the oven fryer, just with your oh my goodness, with your softener and your flour of your choice, and sprinkling it on there. And I live in Seattle, and we bake or grill.
Now girl, you hit the nose on the ball.
I got it, Teresa. Yeah,
grilling is amazing. Hi, Seattle. I didn't know you lived so far.
Yes.
And I love Seattle. I literally love Seattle. Little sidekick here. Seattle is the only place that I know that you can go to the beach, to the mountains, to the park, to the fog. They have amazing weather. It's Seattle. I just love it. It's like, girl, please. That's one of my favorite.
Not necessarily California.
Right. And it's really, really quite, a lot of the little townships and cities are real quaint. I love Seattle. I have to come out there. It is. Girl, I remember, and I know I'm slipping the case, but I got to tell you this story. My best friend in college, she was my first white friend. And I still call her my only white friend. Really. I mean, Daniel's my friend too. He's Caucasian too. But I have a lot of friends, but this sister was 10 years my elder, and so she's also my philosophy teacher. Okay. And so I went out to see her when she moved out to Seattle. First time on that coast, and she lived on a farm.
Okay.
And I remember, because I'm an early riser, getting up and going out, first off, looking outside. And it looked like the clouds had dropped to heaven.
Oh, wow.
And I went outside and I stood in the yard, and I could not see my hand in front of my eyes. The fog was that thick. So I called myself going to walking, right? I'm walking. I tell you, the mind is a crazy thing. I think I must have gotten off maybe just a couple of minutes up the road, and all I could think about was one of those movies where somebody jumps out at the fog and takes you. I was like, girl, you are insane. Yeah. Did I not hurry up and go home?
Get back in that
but
house.
By 12 o'clock, it was the most beautiful day. The sun came out. The heat came out.
But it was amazing. That fog, what you just described, again, just reminded me of nature, because early years ago, they didn't have the rain. They had the mist. So what do you think that created? That fog. But the land could water itself.
Yeah.
Because at night it would have that mist there, and you'd have that dew. So to me, when you describe that, that's the picture that I get.
And that's probably why
Mother Nature taking care of itself.
But Seattle is an amazing place, girl. I have to come out and see you when I get to Seattle.
All right.
So let's get back to the egg. I know, I love it.
So let's see. We talked about stress and anxiety. So did we also know that eggs help with the eyes?
Oh yeah.
Antioxidants, cataracts. The antioxidants in the eggs help with the eyes, help strengthen the eyes. The vitamin D helps with the bones and teeth. It promotes calcium absorption.
Yeah.
And so for those, I've heard a lot of people say, are you just eating the egg whites or the yolk? If you just eat the egg whites, you miss
everything.
Lot of this. So I'm not going to try to tell anybody who, for whatever reasons, that they just eat the whites. And I've heard people say, I can't eat the yolk for whatever reasons. But are you getting the nutritional value out of the egg when you strip it like that?
You were talking about xenexthenium. All these things, things about eggs. They can contain like 4 or 5 major elements that help to control the eyes. But I also wanted to go back to 2 of these eggs can help eliminate the issues with your eyes. I was talking to a sister today, and I didn't even realize that I could have well, yes, I did, because I think she said I can't eat dairy products. Sometimes I think that people say they can't, but they've never really tried them.
They just know one strand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and maybe
I think
just regular white vitamin D milk.
Right.
That's it.
And so maybe that if they change to all organic eggs, it might be a whole nother difference. You know, eggs are amazing because the omega-3 in them will. Did you say about the triglycerides? The
Triglycerides? No, I only talked about the HDL and the LDL. But
Yeah.
when you're talking about your cholesterol, that's another component there.
Right. And so you mentioned the HDL. I wanted to go back to that because they gave you a recipe on this site that I'm looking at, and it's called authoritynutrition.com. And they have a lot of different things on this. And I just pulled this up on my phone because I left my paperwork at home. So I am actually... did you know that they give you a recipe? They did a study and they said that people eating 2 eggs a day would help with assistance in creating this HDL and this LDL, which actually help you with heart disease. And your eggs with your eyes, they say the same thing. It helps to correct and build up the retina of the eyes, and that's what made me increase the number of eggs that I eat a day, because I had an issue with my retina in my left eye, and I'm a believer that all things can change if you just find the right nutritional thing to do. So I usually eat about 4 eggs a day, in some form or fashion, because. And I'm thinking that maybe I should try it in my raw juice in the morning because I'm about to start doing that again. But we shall see what's going on, because it says 3 egg yolks per day for 4 to 5 weeks can help your blood increase blood levels that will help to aid your eyes and retina.
Wow.
I have to make note of that.
So I was going to say, repeat that one, please. And can somebody type that in the feed for us, if you don't mind?
That eating...
Did you say 3 to 4 eggs per day?
Per day. Oh, wait a minute. No. That was for your eyes. Okay. Scratch that. Eating just 1.3 eggs.
1.3?
Yeah. That means, like, this is just the yolk. If you just eat the yolk. So you eat 1 yolk per day for 4 weeks. It will increase the blood level. So that means that the lithium and the Z-exidum, which actually helps to heal the retina and strengthen it, will do it. And they found that it worked with the study group that they worked with. So I eat a lot of eggs. Now, do I have to just take the yolk out? I eat eggs and everything. So it should work.
And with that, I had also thrown in, when I was going through the tests back and forth with the glaucoma, I threw in selenium as well.
Right.
But I know a lot of people say, selenium just helps with the immune system. Well, as I studied selenium, I also found that it helps with building muscles. So for me, the eye area was, when you talk about some of the veins in your eye, when they become weakened, then you have to strengthen them. And so Dr. Wallach has suggested increasing the selenium to strengthen the muscles and the veins behind my eyes for that, to help relieve that pressure that was building up in that area.
So,
So
surprisingly enough, eggs have selenium in them.
yes, they do.
So if you're eating organic
Yes.
eggs, you probably get better
Mhm.
result.
So we had talked about the taking the supplement, but also eating the eggs.
Because Dr. Wallach, he recommends how many eggs?
10 eggs a day.
I'm an egg eater. I love them,
Yes.
but I don't know about that.
I don't know if I could eat 10 a day either, because I'd probably get tired unless maybe I could scramble 10 and eat them throughout the day, a sandwich or something. But yeah. Not boiled. I can't pop 10 a day.
Yeah. I had eggs this morning. I had two boiled eggs, and a sweet potato and potato mash. That was a great thing. But eggs also help in weight loss.
Yes. Because the vitamin B also helps tone the body.
And that's amazing. I guess that's
Yes.
also, because they're so high in protein, that's also one of the things that athletes take a lot of, because they actually do present.
So Teresa did share the eggs are great in protein. Yeah, because we had mentioned that earlier. We talked about that steel oatmeal before as well. She said an excellent source of fiber. So those are breakfast things. Yeah. So again, the egg is so incredible. Don't ditch it from your diet until you've looked at some of these resources that your body can gain from the egg. All right. So again, when the doctor is saying cut them back for high cholesterol, check your diet. Ask them to go through your tests with you, so you can figure out what it is. And maybe not so much the egg, but how about the what you're cooking it in, how much butter or what type of oil you may be using, or even the what is the level called when it gets too hot and the oil burns, the burn level for the oil. Because if your egg, let's say a lot of people use butter opposed to margarine and they want to cook, but if you allow that butter to start turning black
or brown
when you're cooking with it, then you just kill some things. So look at that. Look at how you're cooking and what you're cooking with.
And if your butter, because that happens to me often, because I'm always multitasking.
Yeah, I am too. I am too.
But throw it away. I mean, just throw it away. Or what you could do with the butter is to, mix a drop of some other kind of oil in it, and that will help in not allowing the butter to burn so fast. The same thing with garlic.
Flash level, that's what it is. Yeah.
And the same thing with garlic. If it burns, throw it away. And basically because it releases some other things that you don't really want in your body.
Exactly.
So, one of the things that they did say, that sometimes the consumption of eggs may be a risk to those people who have type 2 diabetes.
Okay.
So, and I think that may be because it is so high in, it's not high in cholesterol, but it does give you, remember, 212 milligrams of cholesterol, and being that type 1 diabetics, normally their system doesn't function correctly, so beware. However, cholesterol, like everything else, the body does not need. It will release eventually, and it won't release because because you're taking cholesterol meds. Sometimes it's just drinking more water so that your body can release. So
well, our time is
is it up?
Yeah, so
are you serious?
So fast when you're having fun, but it's like what 20 after 6. Oh, Teresa, yeah, olive oil. Use olive oil. We also stress with what are the other oils, Rosa?
You can use
Oil.
coconut oil, and coconut oil is very light, but you have to be careful of that too because it has a very high burn level
Yes.
too. I'm now using a lot of grapeseed.
Grapeseed oil.
I use olive oil for when I'm making a salad dressing. I don't really cook with olive oil.
Yeah.
Because it's a heavy oil.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I started using olive oil for my skin. I love it. It just makes everything I love. But I use grapeseed oil when I'm cooking, and it's a great oil for baking. It doesn't burn as easily. It's light. It doesn't feel heavy like olive oil does.
And down there making so many different flavors also.
Right. So you have almond oil, you have grapeseed oil, you have virgin olive oil.
Yeah. The virgin is a little lighter.
Right. You can make they can make an oil out of all kinds of things.
You can make all types of salad dressing too.
Right.
I've been experimenting, can't you tell? Yes.
No, Tiffany, I can't tell. You need to stop. Girl, that's muscle. That ain't nothing but muscle. You need to stop. Anybody who works out like you ain't got nay bit of fat. That is just hardcore muscle, period. I'm not going to say.
I've been
I was
working
going
on
to say.
that BMI. I've been working on
What's
it.
that stand for?
Oh, what is it? Your body index. Oh my God.
Yeah, your body weight index.
You gotta get that M. Gotta get that M in there. Yeah, I gotta look that one up. Oh, and she said avocado oil.
Yes, I love avocado oil. So pick a different kind of oil. Pick a different kind of flour. They even have gluten-free breadcrumbs now.
Mass index. There you go.
What is it?
Your body mass index.
You know, that's funny too because when I was weighing 152 pounds, they said I was obese because my body weight. What is it?
Your body mass index.
My body mass index was too high. I'm like, really? Ain't nothing over.
It's normally if it's over like 27 or something, but it goes by your height and your weight, and then they can also get the calipers to actually measure how much fat is on
that's
the
right.
body,
From doing I don't have any.
Yeah.
You know, you have those.
When I say that special K, you say that special K.
I don't have that anymore. Thank you,
Right.
T. I love you.
But look, we'd like to thank everybody for chiming in with us. And yes, coconut oil. We talked about that with the oil pulling last week a little bit. But I'll tell you. So let's close out with, if you have been diagnosed with high cholesterol, we cannot stress more than to take a look at how you are preparing more so than the egg itself.
Right.
Look at how you're preparing your foods, especially for your fried foods. Look at the ingredients in them and then start shopping around for different oils, different types of flour. And we're not saying just go cold turkey off the fried food, but look at how you're preparing it and then see if your levels start to go down, because nothing natural is going to hurt you. So when you're saying that something you're eating is becoming an enemy of your body, look at whether it is natural. Look at the ingredients in it, and if the ingredients are natural, then look at the additives that you're using, your seasoning, your oils, etc. All right.
So also, I'd like to add: make sure that you try the hardest that you possibly can to do range chickens, free range, organic, and remember Carol's eggs. I loved them when I bought them the other day. I was like, these eggs taste good. So and
you can taste the difference. So,
you can.
I mean, listening audience, start paying attention to that. You can taste the difference. Wow, and it's just great. So what's next week's topic? Oh, Teresa, thank you so much.
What is next week's topic?
Well, we thought we were going to be talking about our the cash flow game.
Oh, that's right.
But it's doing a bit of a introduction to it to just share with you what that's going to be about. But we know since Teresa is in Seattle, she may not. We're going to have to hook up some kind of way so we can see your face in the place, so either you here or us there, one or the other. But yeah, so we'll try to rail that in as best we can to explain and get people excited about joining us for March the 11th. And then we're also going to be talking about some of our essential oils because we have another pain management workshop coming up. So I'm not sure which one we're going to touch base on first. We will put it on our group Facebook page. So please share our Facebook page, Live Today Health Talk. Please, if you're not already a member, then please request to be a member and share, because then you can listen to the topics over again and also chime in on the page if it's something that you want to hear about, like if it's something that we left off with the egg or a takeoff from the egg, or like we just talked about different cooking methods. So please.
I'd also like to, in the future, sometime near future, to address where people can buy healthy foods other than in the grocery store.
Okay.
Because there are a lot of markets, and I'm looking at them. I'm so excited. I wish I drove, because I would be definitely at these markets just to see how they were doing and what they actually do. And perhaps maybe one day we'd have one of the farmers come in and talk about it.
Yeah, maybe we can go virtual one day, so we'll see, because that's what we're building up to. All righty, so ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for joining us. I am Rosa J, doing it God's way each and every day.
All right,
Thank you.
And Tiffany D closing out with, again, you cannot enjoy your wealth without your health. So thank you.
Share. Invite people. Have a great weekend.
Alrighty. We are out.
I'm still on the weekend.